All right, good morning and welcome. We are so excited that you are joining us for the Washington Council of High School College Relations Virtual College Planning Day. Again, we are just so glad to have you here. You are in session A5, and so these are the three institutions that you'll be hearing from this morning. But before we get into that, just a couple of quick reminders. You have the ability to ask questions this morning, so just utilize the Q&A function. One thing I'll encourage you to do is make sure you direct those questions specifically to the institution or institutions you're wanting to hear from. That way we just get the most accurate information for you during your college search. Your camera and microphone are off, so no worries there, but just know that Q&A function is there for you to communicate with us. There are additional sessions happening over the next couple of hours, and so you can sign up for those, as well as you can access recordings of our different sessions this morning at strivescan.com/washcouncil. So again, you are in session A5, and we are now going to turn it over to our representatives who are going to spend some time sharing about their school. So first we will hear from South Puget Sound Community College.
Good morning, everyone. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you here. Hopefully you're seeing the correct screen. I'm Erin Rust. I use she, her, hers pronouns. I'm from South Puget Sound Community College. And here are some of the things that we're going to talk about today: areas of study, transferring, workforce degrees, paying for college, some facts and figures about our college, diversity, equity, and inclusion, campus life, Clipper athletics, and steps to enroll. So areas of study, we have academic pathways that you can follow that will help you to make a smooth transition from what your goals are to your four-year degree, if that's what you're pursuing, or going directly into the employment fields. And in each of our academic pathways, we have a couple of different degree options and some certificate options. So the green dots you see there are Associate of Arts or Science transfer degrees, and those are designed to get you directly into a four-year college, help you get your bachelor's or higher. And those orange dots you see, those are applied science degrees. And we do have a couple of applied science degrees that have direct transfer agreements, so you can move from that employment field into a bachelor's within that employment field, but the majority of them are designed to help you get directly into the workforce. And then those red dots you see are certificates, and those are zoomed in versions of an applied science degree. So they're going to give you lots of hands-on experience and skills. Our transfer degrees and applied science degrees take 2 years to earn, and certificates can take anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. So let's look just a little bit more at transfer degrees. So almost half of our students plan on earning a transfer degree. So they're starting at SPSCC and then they're transferring to a four-year college. If you complete 90 degrees, 90 credits, you complete your transfer degree here, you can transfer to any Washington State college. So any university or college with Washington in its name, and they are obligated to take those credits for you. So it's a really great way to get started on a four-year degree. You can also transfer to a private college or out-of-state college. They don't have that same obligation, so they can be a little more picky about transferring your credits, but it's still really nice to have all those options available. And almost a third of students who have graduated from public universities in Washington, or over a third, have started at a two-year college or technical college. So you're in great company if that's what you decide to do. And then if you're interested in moving directly into the workforce, we can help you there too. We have lots of professional and technical programs within most of our pathways. You can see them here. We have food and beverage arts, business, automotive, healthcare, infotech, social services and education, and government and nonprofit admin. All of these pathways have professional technical options in them. And more than 71% of our Prof Tech grads are employed within a year of graduating, which is really important. We want to make sure that you're prepared for that field you're going to move into. We have a really awesome resource called Career Coach that can help you decide what academic pathway or career pathway is best for you. We have professionals in our advising career and transfer center who are there to help you research degree options and prepare for the degree that you want to move into. And we talked about those professional technical programs. We also have a professional technical open house that's going to be happening in June over Zoom. It's going to be virtual. So keep an eye out on your inbox for that invite. It's going to be coming really soon. And then just a little bit about financial aid. So like I said earlier, it's a really valuable option to start at a 2-year college and then transfer to a 4-year, or start at a 2-year college if you're interested in moving directly into a specific field. Our average tuition is going to be less than $5,000 a year, which is about half the cost of starting at a 4-year and a fraction of the cost of starting at a private school. And we give around $15 million away to students every year, with the average award being almost $6,000 and over 60% of students receiving some form of financial aid. And our scholarships are open right now. So if you're a senior who's intending to start with us in the fall, you can apply. You only need one application and you'll be considered for almost 300 scholarships. So this is a little bit of what our student body looks like. We have around 6,000 students. Half of them are planning to transfer. A third of them are planning to enter the workforce. About a tenth of them are gaining basic skills like English and math. And we have around 100 international students and a lot of Running Start students, over 1,200. 54% of our students identify as female, and 36 as male. Our average age is 28, with 64% being younger and 36% being older. We have lots of support resources for you. I'm just going to highlight a couple. Outreach and admissions is where I work. We're going to help you through the enrollment process and help you decide if this is the right college for you. We also have financial aid counselors. Access services are the people who are going to help you get your accommodations for physical or learning disabilities. The DEIC is our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Center. We have free parking at all our campuses and free tutoring as well. So diversity, equity, and inclusion on our campus looks really awesome. We have this Barbara Clarkson Center that's dedicated to providing support and space for students of color and students from other marginalized groups. And we have two really exciting programs. Ignite is for first generation, low income students of color or students with disabilities. So if you fall into one or more of those categories, you can apply for that program and get extra support, advanced registration for classes, computer and book loan program, and all sorts of fun and important support after that. And then we also have the Black Scholars Program, which is very similar to Ignite, but specifically for students who identify as Black or African American. And with addition of the above mentioned support, you'll also get a $500 scholarship once you complete 45 credits. So check out that spscc.edu/studentlife/ignite URL to learn more about both of those programs. And then just a little bit about campus life. Once you're enrolled, you'll have opportunities for lots of discounts pretty much everywhere. We have student clubs. When we're able to, we'll get back into our student life day trips. We do currently have free performances and speakers virtually, still have paid government student positions and undergraduate research opportunities. And we have athletics as well. So if you're interested in women's or men's basketball, women's volleyball, or men's soccer, these are the coaches and their contact info, and I encourage you to contact them and find out information about those teams and how you can get on campus to meet them and try out. And lastly, we're going to talk just a little bit about our steps to enroll. So the first step is applying, and our application is free and we have open enrollments. That means everybody who applies gets admitted. We're not going to look at your transcripts or your grades. That's the same for everybody across the board. Then you'll set up your student email and portal. That's a really important part. The portal is where you're going to access your financial aid counselors, learn about your awards, and also have access to registration. Planning to pay is a step we throw in there because it's important to do, but you don't have to have the FAFSA filled out to apply or to complete the enrollment process. getting placed is important. We want to make sure you're in a class that fits your skill level, not too hard or not too easy. So you can call and ask or email if you have questions about what kind of placement would be good for you. And finally, getting registered. So you can sign up for new student advising and registration, which is our registration tutorial once you've completed the previous 4 steps. And we'll also have you choose an academic pathway with our Pathways Selection Survey. So that's it for me today. Thank you so much for joining us. If you have questions, I'll be in the chat, and I'll also respond to your questions afterwards if I don't get a chance to respond to them today. So thanks. Have a great rest of your day.
Fantastic. Thank you so much to South Puget Sound Community College for presenting. And just as a reminder, students, please utilize the Q&A function if you have any questions at all. And moving right along, we are now going to hear from the University of Washington, Tacoma.
Hey, hi everyone. My name is Janet De La Cruz, and I am a freshman admissions advisor at the University of Washington, Tacoma. The University of Washington, Tacoma is part of the UW Tri-Campus system. So this means we are a sister campus, UW Seattle and UW Bothell. At UW-T, you are earning a UW degree in education. The only difference is the size of our campus, where we're located, and the number of degrees and programs that we offer. So at the end of the day, you're still a Husky, your degree will stay the University of Washington. Of the 3 campuses, UW Tacoma is considered the smallest, with just over 5,000 students on our campus. So if you're a student who thrives in small learning environments, we're definitely designed for that. And 56% of our student population identifies as first gen. So we definitely have a lot of resources in place to support students as they're transitioning socially and academically to our campus. And one thing that we're really proud of is the fact that our campus reflects the community that we're a part of. UW Tacoma is considered one of the most diverse public institutions in the United States. We are located in downtown Tacoma, right across the street from the 3 major museums in the area: the Tacoma Art Museum, the History Museum, and the Glass Museum. Our location is really great for students who are interested in building connections, having internships, volunteering, and just being part of a robust urban community. We do think of the city as part of our campus, so there will be plenty of opportunities for you to step off campus and to engage with the community at large, whether it's through an assignment, an internship, or a volunteer opportunity. You will definitely be getting to know the city of Tacoma, and it's something that I definitely encourage. I'm a little biased. I've grown up in the area, so I think there's a lot to offer, and there's a lot for you to learn from the community, the people, and just the area where the campus is located. Beyond your time at UW-T, there are going to be plenty of opportunities for employment upon graduation. Given where we're located, we have built really great relationships with local companies and organizations. On the screen, you'll see a few of the places where you can potentially find employment after you graduate. As you can see, there's a variety. So you can work for large companies like Amazon and Microsoft, or smaller companies like Blue Origin. But again, just our location and our connection to the community have really been instrumental in creating these relationships for students as they prepare for graduation. One of the most important things about attending college is being engaged in student life. At UW Tacoma, you're going to have plenty of opportunities to build community and friendships outside of the classroom. Part of being a college student is engaging, building these relationships. You're going to have a lot of free time, and that free time is going to be for you to study, to use office hours, but a lot of it's for you to be involved in these activities. So if you're interested in clubs, intramural sports, student government, having a work study opportunity on campus, those are all things available to you on our Tacoma campus. It's just a matter of you stepping out of your comfort zone and deciding to build these relationships and connections. On our campus, we offer a variety of resources. The 3 that we like to highlight are the pantry, the TLC, and the First Gen program. The pantry is our pantry that we offer on campus for students who might be facing food insecurity. A large part of being successful academically is having the right resources, food being one of them. So this is one way that we mitigate that issue that students might have on our campus. What's really great about the pantry is that it was a project initiated by students and completely run by students with the help of our Center for Equity and Inclusion. And then the TLC is the Teaching and Learning Center. So this is where students would go to if they need additional support outside of the classroom or beyond office hours, if you need any help on assignments, if you want to get a pair of eyes and get feedback on any writing that you're going to be turning in, this is definitely the place that you want to use. Definitely take advantage of this. I remember using my version of the TLC when I was in college. And I really enjoyed it. I had a favorite tutor. So again, just take advantage of this opportunity. And then the First Gen program is a program that was also, again, initiated by students on our campus as there was a need for it, given our large first generation student population. But this program is here to ensure that students who identify as first gen have the resources and a space where they can come together and build community and just share experiences as they're navigating their college experience on our campus. One of the great things of our size is that 100% of our classes are taught by faculty. You're never going to be in a class taught by a graduate student or a TA. The person leading in front of the classroom is an expert in their field. They're the people who are grading your tests, who are reading your essays. So definitely take advantage of this. I do think that faculty can be one of the best resources that you have in place here at UWT. And something very unique about our faculty is that while they might be involved in their own research, getting published, really their main concern is being available to students and mentoring students through their academic journey here at UW Tacoma. So definitely take the opportunity to build meaningful relationships with your professors. They can be people who write you letters of recommendation upon graduation when you're applying to a graduate program or a fellowship, or they can be people who act as references when you're applying to that first job because they can speak to your character, they can speak to your work ethic. So definitely take advantage of these relationships available on our campus. On the screen, you'll see a list of the majors that we offer on our campus. They're split into different schools. So we have the School of Interdisciplinary Arts and Sciences, the School of Engineering and Technology, the Milgard School of Business, the School of Social Work and Criminal Justice, and the School of Urban Studies. Some of our more popular programs include psychology, business, anything in the School of Engineering and Technology, biomedical sciences, and criminal justice and social welfare. Something that I do want to point out is that we offer a nursing program on our campus. However, it is an RN to BSN. So in order to be eligible for this program, you do have to start at a community college, complete an associate's in nursing, and then transfer for the program that we offer on our campus. One of the most important things to consider as you are looking to college is what it's going to cost. Total cost of attendance at UWT ranges between $20,000 and $27,000. This consists of tuition, room board, books, transportation, and personal expenses. The standard fee for all students will be the estimated tuition. However, the other fees will vary depending on student. If you live on campus, that's going to look very different than if you live at home. Books, again, if you're buying new books, that's going to be different than if you're renting or buying used books. And the same is going to be for the other aspects there. I think $20,000 to $27,000 is a lot of money. I know when I was looking at college, I didn't necessarily have this money available in my savings. My parents didn't have this money. So financial aid and scholarships were a really big part of how I was able to afford to go to college. At UW Tacoma, you are automatically considered for merit-based scholarships when you apply. And then you also have the opportunity to apply to additional scholarships once admitted. The major one being the general scholarship, which is one application for the majority of scholarships offered on our campus. However, one of the biggest sources of aid on our campus is going to be the Husky Promise. There's usually a slide after this. And the Husky Promise is an award the university grants to students who have financial need. All you have to do to be eligible for the Husky Promise is be a Washington state resident and apply for admission and financial aid by January 15th, which is our priority date. It's going to be one of the easiest ways that you get funding for attending school within the UW system. So definitely be paying attention to those deadlines. Now, in terms of how you get admitted to Tacoma, on the screen, you're going to see our general admissions requirements. The middle 50% GPA for students admitted to Tacoma, it ranges between a 3.1 and a 3.7. You also have to have the high school academic college distribution requirements completed. So this consists of 4 years of English, 3 years of math, 3 years of social science, 2 years of lab science, 2 years of world language, and 1 year of a senior year math-based quantitative course, half a year of fine visual and performing arts, and half a year of an academic elective. Our application also includes a personal statement and activity log. I think these can be the most important pieces of your application, so definitely take the time to write something that you're proud of and that really represents you in the best light. I encourage you to connect with a mentor or a trusted adult in your life to have them read over your personal statement so that way they can offer you feedback and you are turning in the best essay possible. There are going to be a variety of ways to connect with us. We are looking to open our campus coming this fall with 80% of classes taking place in person, with the additional 20% online. And with that, our offices will also begin to be open to the public. So definitely connect with us if you're interested in visiting campus or meeting with an advisor. At the moment, the best way to connect with us will be online. And thank you so much for attending today's event. On the screen, you'll see my contact information. Feel free to reach out.
Fantastic. Thank you to the University of Washington, Tacoma. And again, students, just a reminder to please send in those questions. We have one more presentation to go, so you have plenty of time to get those questions in. And last but certainly not least, we are going to hear from Northwest University.
Awesome. I'm so excited to be with you guys today. Hopefully everybody can see my screen. Can you see the PowerPoint that I'm showing there?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm super excited for you guys to hear from us today. Northwest University is a soft place in my heart. I love it. I am a recent NU grad, and I also work here in admissions. So I have the opportunity to kind of help you through your admissions process and work with you as you come to Northwest. So at Northwest, we like to say that we're the University of Possibility. We believe that God has created you to do great things and that he has a great purpose for you. So we want to partner with you and walk alongside you as you kind of develop more who God has called you to be and kind of what he's calling you to do. And so some of the ways that we do that is through spiritual vitality, academic excellence, and empowered engagement with humanity. And you can see that in our mission statement there. The first thing we're kind of going to chat about today is spiritual vitality. So we are a distinctly Christian university. We focus on faith in everything that we do, whether that be some of our Bible classes that students take, or just in some of our classes, we integrate faith into those. So whether you're taking business classes, nursing classes, communication, or psychology, or even biology, we're going to integrate faith into all of those things. We also have a lot of really great programs that students are able to dive deeper into specifics about the Bible and things like that, as well as chapel services and life groups. You can engage with students who are also interested in growing in their faith, just like you are. So if that's something that you're excited about, I hope that you're excited about Northwest University. The next thing we're going to kind of chat about today is academic excellence. And so academic excellence is all about, this is a learning institution. We're not just here to have fun and to dive deeper into our faith. You're here to get a degree, right? And so we're excited for you to dive deeper into what does that look like to be in the career that you want to go into. And so some of the things that I think is really cool is our student to faculty ratio. You can see it there on the screen. Basically, that's more than just a random statistic. That means that your professors are going to be more like mentors to you, less like a teaching relationship, more like a mentorship. Obviously, they're teaching you because they're experts in their fields and they're people who have been in the shoes that you want to fill. They're people who have done the things that you're excited to go do. And so they really are able to kind of take that experience and give it to you and help you be able to grow in that. Our average class size is about 17 students per class, meaning we are a little bit of a smaller school. But I think that's amazing because you get to really build those personal relationships with your fellow students as well as with your professors. One story that I like to kind of share is about how oftentimes your professors, we've got housing for them on campus here. And so sometimes they'll invite you over for dinner, like your whole class will come over for dinner and just kind of talk about some of the things that you've been wrestling with in class, whether it's, big business topics or
things about diversity and inclusion that we have in some of our classes that really dive deep into how we can be a more inclusive community. And so it's really amazing because you have the opportunity to engage in a better relationship with people. We are really a great community. And so as we're kind of talking more today, I'll highlight some of those other things that we really emphasize in terms of community. The other thing that's really cool is Northwest has over 70 different majors and minors. So if you're looking to study something, we probably have something that's similar or the exact program that you're looking into. Some of our really top programs that we have are our business program, as well as our nursing program. Our psychology program is also really big. And then in a little bit, I'll highlight some of our newer programs that I think you guys will be really excited about. And the third thing that Northwest is all about is empowered engagement with human need. So this next slide, as it comes up here, is all about engaging and engaging with the community and being a good reflection as to who Christ has called us to be. So let's see here. There we go. The closed captions were on top of my button, so I was having a little bit of trouble clicking it, but here we go. So basically all of our majors have a cross-cultural global learning experience. So what does that mean? It means you're going to get to go somewhere else in the world and learn with hands-on experience. So if you're a nursing major, you take the entire month of February, your senior year, and you go out and you practice the things that you've been doing in the clinicals, in the classroom, and being able to have those hands-on experiences to practice those things in an environment that's totally different. And for business majors, they go to either Japan or Germany, some of those places that are really top in the business world. So you get to learn from business professionals who maybe have a different outlook on life than you, who come from a totally different culture. And so we want you to be able to not only engage with the ideas that you're learning in your classes, but also to engage with cultural engagement. So it's a really great opportunity for you to kind of expand your horizons, and it looks amazing on a resume. The other thing that's really amazing is that most of our students have internships. And so on our next slide here, I'll show you a little bit about that, but we also have about 10% of our student body is international students. So we have a really strong international student program, and we want to make sure that our campus is a reflection of God's community. And so we work really hard to make sure that the students feel valued and that they're excited to come and learn more about what does it look like to grow up in this specific culture, or what are you super passionate about based on your upbringing? And so those are things we're super excited about. In terms of internships, we're very close to some of these other schools that we heard from today. We're in the Greater Pacific Northwest. And so where we're at is right next to Google and Microsoft and Costco and T-Mobile and the Seahawks. In fact, the building I'm sitting in now used to be owned by the Seahawks. So all of these things are not just on here for a flashy title, but these are all things that you as a student will have the opportunity to engage with and kind of have the opportunity to get internships through. We have a great career services department here at Northwest that wants to connect you and get you the internships and jobs after you graduate that are really going to help you be set up for success. So what's new at Northwest University? We have a great new Creatio technological program. And so basically we've got a ton of new tech major with user experience design, video production, audio production, computer science, data analytics, or data science. And so we're really realizing that the area that we're in is really hot in the tech industry. And we want to make sure that you have the opportunity to earn those degrees, to do the things that God's calling you to do in the tech industry. So we want to offer those programs to you, and they are phenomenal. In fact, we had an event recently with some of those professors, and I'm just blown away by the things that they've done and the technological advancements that they've created. It's been pretty amazing. So the other thing that's really amazing is that if you are interested in studying ministry, we have a 50% ministry tuition scholarship. So that means half of your tuition is going to be covered just because you're interested in going into ministry. So very cool there. The other thing that I want to highlight are some of the important dates that are coming up. We have our application has been open since August. So if you're excited to apply, feel free to do that. We would love to talk with you about what it looks like for you to come to Northwest. The other thing is that National College Decision Day is May 1st. So if you want to come to Northwest and you've applied and you're ready to confirm that you want to be here, we want to make sure that you get in. And so that's the next big date that we've got coming up. But we're also offering very amazing visit opportunities similar to this, where we've had a couple of virtual info sessions from just us at Northwest, but we also are offering in-person individual visits. So you'll have the opportunity to meet with professors and students as well as me in admissions. And so we really are excited for you to come on campus and visit us. We also have had transfer talks because we are a very transfer friendly school. I myself transferred to Northwest University when I came as a student. And so we really want to work with you and make sure that your credits are able to be here. So if that's something you're interested in learning more about, we've got some of those events coming up soon, and you can reach out to us to sign up for one of those visits at that link there. The northwestu.edu is our main website, or you can go to northwestu.edu/visit. The next thing I kind of want to highlight is our application pieces, right? All colleges have some sort of an application. And for us, we look at your application holistically. So we want you to fill out that basic biographical information, you know, the stereotypical things that you have in an application. That's the online application. But in that, there's also the biographical essay. And so with that, it's all about how do you think that we can partner with you at Northwest University to help you fulfill your dreams and do the things that God is calling you to do. So we really have an essay that's more focused on how do you feel like you can be growing in your faith as well as your academics, and how can we partner with you in that here at Northwest. For this year, we have SAT and ACT scores are optional just because of COVID. We want to make sure that you can still have the successes that you need to have, even though we're in the middle of this crazy pandemic. But we also have high school and college transcripts that are required. So if you have college credits or AP credits, we want to make sure that you get those in. So go ahead and send us those transcripts. And if you have your high school transcript too, that's really important. And we would love to get that in and help you get your application processed. So something that is really cool is we have admissions counselors who work with different students from different areas. And so we have Aaliyah and Tyler and myself, and we all work with different students in different areas. But if you want to reach out to us and get more information about how to apply or any of that, you can reach out to us at northwestu.edu on our website, or at admissions at northwestu.edu. So, and I think that we can put that in the chat right there so that you can kind of see that. But it's really, I believe that this is a really amazing school where we can kind of partner with you and walk beside you and get you prepared for your career, because we are really excited for you to dive deeper into what God's calling you to do. The other slide that I have here is just like some of our social media that you can check out. I really believe that if you can get a good glimpse as to what it's like to be a student at Northwest University, then you really can get a better idea as to, is this the place that I feel like I need to be? And that's something that I talk about with everybody who visits on campuses. Get a sense of, is this the place for you? So thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed hearing a little bit about Northwest.
All right. Well, thank you so much to Northwest University for their presentation, and also for all three of these institutions for kind of taking the time to share a little bit more about their school. Students, thank you so much for your time and joining us. Just a few little housekeeping items before we officially get wrapped up with this webinar. There is going to be a quick survey as you leave. It'll just take a couple seconds to fill out. It just kind of lets us know how this was structured for you and if everything was user-friendly. So please go ahead and sign up for that. And then there are some additional sessions happening over the next couple of hours. And so if you are interested in signing up for more sessions, you can do so. And then again, like I mentioned at the beginning, just a reminder that we will have recordings for this session, as well as the other ones that are going on today, available at strivescan.com/washcouncil within about a week or so. So again, thank you so much to our university representatives for joining us. And students, thank you, our parents, family members, advocates, counselors for joining us during this webinar. We hope that you got a lot of great information, and we hope that you stay safe and be well. Thank you.